Alright, wait lang class. Okay, good day. So, atong discussion for today is about conditional probability and Bayes theorem, but Bayes theorem class is still under conditional probability. So, this is all about conditional probability. Okay, so let me ah, Okay, so when you say conditional probability class, it is a measure of the likelihood of an event occurring given that another event has already occurred. So ang atong keyword here class is the word given, no? So ang atong gi-solve before was all about a probability of certain event or um for example the probability of katong ato example red or drawing a red or a face card. We just add a probability. But this time, what is the probability of an event occurring given that another event has already occurred, no? So, nanatagi consider nga a prior nga occurrence of a certain event. That is affecting now the likelihood of an event that we're solving. Okay, so conditional probability quantifies the probability of an event A again happening given that event B has occurred. So, sa man natong notation ani kani siya. P of B given A. So, we read this as P given A. Okay? So, meaning, kini ang prior ng unhitable given event A. What is the probability of B given that A has occurred? So, ang formula na to, ana, is the probability of the intersection or event A happening, no, at the same time. I mean, the intersection, sorry. Let me rephrase that. The probability of A intersection B. Okay? So conceptually, this is when both of event A and B occurred. Okay? So what is the probability of that? Mo na siya ang pasabutan ng notation. Divided by the probability of A. So dali naman siya tanaw ng notation class because if we get the probability of B given A, dapat imong denominator is katong ikaduha ni mga variable. Okay? Because if you get P, the probability of A given B, ang imong numerator is the same. Intersection gihapon na with A and B. Pero naay way of writing it, kini siya B given A, pwede naman siya i-write in this manner so that maanad ka ba nga the first variable is katong imong pangitaan og probability given the second variable, but ang kining numerator nimo class is the same. The intersection of B and A is the same with the intersection of A and B. So para dili ta malibog, pwede ra pod kanira nga pagkasulat basta kanang numerator is the intersection of A and B. Okay? Pero ang difference lang is katong imong denominator. So, when you get the probability of A given B, ang imong denominator is the probability of B. Okay? Given that your A and B, ang probability ng duha is not zero, meaning it will really occur. Okay? Kaya di ba ang pasabot sa concept sa probability is that there's a chance of it happening. So when the probability is zero, meaning it will never occur. But in this case, dili pwede ma-zero. Kay undefined man ni siya. And conceptually, mao galing imo siyang i-consider because it has already occurred. Okay? So next is example setup. Okay. So you're given a bag with 7 red marbles, 4 blue marbles, and 3 green marbles. So we need to calculate the probability of drawing a red marble given that the marble is not green. Okay? So at first glance, pwede ka maghunahuna nga, ay, basin, I'll just get the probability of the red marble. No, divided by the total. So number of red marble divided by the total, that's the probability of drawing a red marble, di ba? Pero we're now given a condition. So we are going to use conditional probability in this problem. Okay? So we can set the probability of red as red. Or pwede said A. I think in my solution A atong gamit para dali ra ba. But pwede pa tayo nani para dili mo malibog. Red given that it is not green. So what's now the probability of that? Diba the intersection dapat of red and not green, yeah, divided by the probability of not green, of drawing a marble that is not green. Okay, na naman to pag-solve. Pero, step 1 is we have to understand the scenario. In this case, we have to count pila ka buok marbles, ilis na tatanan. So, the red marbles, 7 ka buok. You have the blue marbles, 4. Green marbles, 3. Pila to ilis in this way. And then, the total marbles will be 14 because again, you cannot solve a probability kung wala kay total. Because again, the probability is the proportion of that category or that event. Okay, next step is we identify the events dayon. So, pwede ka magbuta nga red ug not green diha. Pero mas kung taas ka kag solution, mas maayo kung imo na lang siyang i-set into one variable. So, we set event A as drawing a red marble. We set event B as drawing a marble that is not green. Kaya kailangan man nato siya i-identify. Duha ka event ang ato ang i-identify in this scenario. We have the red marble and the not green marble. Okay? So, muna itong event A and B. If we already identify the events class, ano na siya gibot nga og variable, ato na din i-calculate ang probability. So, pwede na ito i-input tanan sa atong isa ka equation, pero pwede sa ito hinahinayon na. So, step 3 is to identify and calculate the probability of the intersection of event A and event B. So, unsa man na? A na to, ato lang i-list dire. From the previous slide is red and B is not green. So we want to find the intersection of this. Unsa man na nga i-identify nato unsa na nga intersection. Unsa na nga marble nga red siya. Yeah, at the same time dili siya green. And it's very straightforward. Ang answer is red. Kay kuming kag not green, apil ang blue. Okay? Red o blue. Pero intersection man siya sa red o not green. So the answer is red. Okay? And then, ngano kailangan mo siya identify? Okay, dili man tanang problem yung ani class nga red rigid po yung intersection. Okay, sa tong next problem, dili na yung ani. So anyways, again, we identify the intersection. Red. Okay? Establish na siya. So the next step is we get the probability. How do we get the probability of this red here nga intersection? Of course, we count. We count how many red marbles and then what is now the proportion of red marbles with respect to your total number of marbles. So red sa atong gilis kaganina sa problem is 7. Okay? So 7 kabuk red in proportion sa 14 in total marbles. So the probability of that is 1/2. Okay? So meaning that the probability of drawing a red marble that is not green, which is basically a red marble, is 1/2. No? Okay, uno na, katunga gud siya. Katunga siya sa total number of marbles. So 1/2. Now, next step is we calculate the probability of event B. Kay katong formula nato is we need to get kana man no, the probability of A given B, which is red, given that it's not green, is the probability of the intersection of A and B over probability of B. So, na-solve na ni nato, we just need this one. Probability of B class is the probability of drawing a marble that is not green. Pila man kabuok ang not green karon. So mo na kailangan nimo siya i-identify. Ang not green is red o blue. Sorry ni Piyok. 7 plus 4 mo nang nakay 11. And then i-over na to sa proportion nga. I mean, over na to sa total so that we get the proportion. So that means the probability of drawing a marble that is not green is 11 over 14. Okay. So, okay na na. So, we now can calculate the conditional probability. So, we have probability of A given B. So, katotong na solve na 1/2 divided by 11 over 14. So, natay 7 over 11. So, mo na akong giingon nga dili siya as straightforward nga, okay, I'll just get the 7 over 14. And that's the probability of drawing a red marble. Yes, that's the probability of drawing a red marble, pero it's a different probability if it has now a condition which is given that the marble is not green. Okay? So given that the marble is not green, mo nang nakay 7 over 11. Because you're now considering na dili green nga marble ang na-occur na ba? Okay? So let's have more example. I think napaka-isa din. Dali na kayo ni. Diretso na. Straightforward la class. Okay? Muna akong giingon nga dili tanan panahon nga katong imong intersection is katong red ug not green kay red ra gihapon. So basin malibog mo ba? Here in this example natay lahi nga answer, ana. Okay? Suppose you have a pair six-sided dice and you want to determine the probability of rolling an even number, okay? Even number. Given that the number rolled is greater than 4. Okay, na siya condition class sa iyahang i-determine nga probability. So first, pwede understand naman tani no. Ato lang i-identify unsa imong event A nato. Event A nato is rolling an even number and then we list unsa na nga mga numbers sa imong dice. Of course, even number is 2, 4, 6. 6 raman ka box sa dice. Okay? So, ang possibility of drawing, the numbers nga pwede nimo ma-roll nga even number is 2, 4 ug 6. So, i-list na to dira. Event B is katong niingon siya kato yung condition. Condition is that the number rolled is greater than 4. So, unsan man na ang mga number mo na yung event B. So, i-list na to 5 ug 6. Okay? Karon, we want to get the probability of rolling an even number, which is event A, given that it is greater than 4 mo na yung event B. Of course, the formula for that is intersection nimo, probability of the intersection, all over the probability of B, event B. So good ta. Pwede nimo isa-isa ang class. Pwede ra sa nimo input di tanan that will have the same answer. So, para short lang atong solution, ato na nag-input diretso. Pero ang akong advice sa inyo ha, which is evident kini sa tong next nga problem is that if you want to solve, daghan kay mong step nga agian ba to solve the probability, just retain the fraction and then dito na mo pagdecimal sa pinaka last step. Because chances are, kung nag-round off mo diha, the error will compound. Pag abot mo sa pinaka-last, medyo layo na imuhang answer. Okay? So, in this case, kung imong diretso, okay na na, fraction na na. Or kung isa-isa na mo, i-fraction lang gihapon. And then, ahian mo siya i-decimal kung trip nimo. Okay? Basta kay ang rule of thumb ana is, i-decimal na nimo dito sa pinaka-last. Okay, so balik ta. The formula is probability of the intersection all over katong event B. So the probability of the intersection is ato sa ning i-identify. Okay, wala na lang akong gisulat diri class ang katong step by step gyud. Pwede ninyo i-take note diha. Pero para madali ta, we already listed here the possible nga mga numbers, no? So dali ra kita naon. Unsa man karon na intersection sa A ug B? Kaning 6. Okay? So pila man nakabuk? Isa ra. Isa ra ang 6 ra nga number. So the probability of that is isa ka book 6, okay, 1 over the total possible outcomes which is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, di ba? So the probability di of the intersection of A and B which is kani is 1 over 6. Okay? Now, let's go to the probability of event B happening. So, the probability of event B is tungod kay duha man imong possible dira greater than 4, 5, ug 6. Then, mo na imong numerator 2 divided by 6 total number of outcomes. Okay? That is 1/2. Okay? So, meaning that the probability di of rolling an even number given that the number rolled is greater than 4 is 1/2. So, ano na, 50% chance nga pag-roll nimo sa dice, it is an even number. At the same time, it is greater than 4. Okay, so that is for conditional probability, more general, no? Let's go to a more specific class, which is the Bayes theorem. But before that, tulad ng emphasize ng definition, no? Dapat na-discuss na ko ni dito sa una. Pero sige lang, okay ra. Kay naamang gyapon tayo mga notation good nga related gyapon pag-understand sa independent and mutually exclusive. Okay? So, when you say independent events, atong A versus last versus mutually. Independent events is when event A is not affected by the outcome of event B and vice versa. Okay? Dili siya affected sa each other. Pero it doesn't mean that it is mutually exclusive. Dili lang siya affected. Okay? So, when you have given, when you want to, when you want to get the probability of A given B, that is just equivalent to the probability of A. Meaning, dili siya affected sa B. Dili po pasabot nga dili mo occur ang B at the same time A. B can occur. It's just that it will not affect the event A. Okay, kay lahi man gud na siya sa imong mutually exclusive. Sige, ato ta dire. Okay. So, kung P, probability of A given B, niya independent siya, that is just probability of A. Or P, of B given A, that's just probability of B. Okay, dili siya affected by the other events. Okay? Example ani class is um when you want to flip a coin twice. Okay? So, the probability nga makakuha kag head sa imong first nga toss or first nga flip is 50%. Pero kung magkuha kag probability sa imuhang second toss or the probability of getting a tail sa imong second flip, 50% yapon, it is not affected sa result sa imong event A katong first flip nimo. So that's example of independent events. Okay? Dili affected imong A sa imong B. Mutually exclusive is different. Pasabot ana class is when event A occur, dili na gyud mo affect or dili na gyud mahitabo ang imong event B. Okay? So pasabot ani is narao, the probability of B given A is zero. Nga naman, kung ma, o kung, sorry, kung mo-occur ang A kay given A biya, okay? Kung mo-occur ang A, unsa naman karon ang probability sa B? Zero na. Nga naman, kay kung mo-occur ang B, dili na pwede mo, sorry, kung mo-occur ang A, dili na gyud pwede mo-occur imong B because they're mutually exclusive. Okay? One or the other lang. Bali, dili siya pwede simultaneous. Okay? So, muna siya ang difference yung sa independent o mutually exclusive when we're talking about conditional probability. Sadly, wala ko problema, wala ko example na class. At doon sa base theorem, kay mo ang pinaka-importante when we discuss about conditional probability. Okay, so base theorem class, again, as I've mentioned, under ni siya sa imong conditional probability. And iyang concept or iyang foundation gibali sa iyang formula is sa imong conditional probability. Pero medyo kuan lang siya no, medyo labat siya sa ulo tan-awon at first. Pero kung i-tabulate na to, which is na ako example ani, nga naka-tabulate siya, mas dali ninyo understand. Pero let's have the definition lang sa no. So Bayes' theorem describes the probability of an event based on prior knowledge or of conditions that might be related to the event. So conditional gyapon siya pero magbag-o siya class in the sense that when there's a new information, the probability of a certain event happening will change because na naman tay new information that can affect that probability. Okay? So, in a way, conditional gyapon siya pero ang nakanindot sa Bayes' theorem is that you can have a general formula masking ga-change mo information imo lang siya ipansak-pansak dito. Okay? Then dili na siya murag ang conditional probability mo nga general formula nato. It's more of general siya ba? Murag mano-mano. Ang Bayes' theorem is gi-design na gid siya for that alone. Okay? So, recall conditional probability. Okay? Mo na itong Bayes' theorem by the way. Man ni siya gikan ni siya sa ato ang ah, conditional probability. Pero ato lang tanang class. Sa imong formula sa Bayes' theorem, wala na kay kung nakita ninyo dira, probability of A intersection B, wala na na, no? Nga naman, kay gikuha na nato siya, ato na siyang gi-equate. So, probability of A given B is equal to the probability of B given A multiplied by the probability of A divided by the probability of B. So, dali ra po siya naman class. AB, una, imong ibalik diha. Unya, kaning P, probability of A is kanto imong first variable. Imong denominator is kato imong second variable, which is katong given niya nga condition. Okay, mo na imong base theorem. Pero asa man na siya gikan? Dili na siya gikan sa atong conditional probability. So remember atong formula sa B given A o A given B nga probability. Pwede na to na siya ma-equate nga naman. Ato akong gi-emphasize ganina that your numerator is the same. Okay? Again, maskin pag probability of B na diya intersection A, they are just the same. So meaning, pwede din nato ni i-cross multiply, which is mo ni siya. Okay? And then kani sa cross multiply na to mo ni siya. Okay? So kani siya equal ani. Nya kani siya equal ani duha. So we can equate the two. The P of B given A multiplied by P of A equals kanina dayon. P A given B nya times probability of B. So meaning, pwede ra na siya dayon. If you want to get this, you just divide both sides by P of P. Or kung gusto na nimo kaon, then you divide both sides by the probability of A. So basically, dali ra ka siya hinumduman class. Okay, so this is the Bayes theorem. Okay, so unsa may application ng Bayes theorem? So it allows you to update the predicted probabilities naman events by incorporating new information. So ang nakandot ani, this is also your foundation or dili lang foundation pero element siya, useful element for machine learning. Kaya di ba sa machine learning kay ga-update kag yung information imong gi-train ang imong model ba. So you incorporate always new information. So unsa na din niya i-predict na din yung probabilities based atong mga inyo information nga imong gihatag. Okay? Pero another application ng Bayes theorem is dili na ako mag-example pero paabotin niyo sa inyong thesis nga time you will really use this. So it can be used to determine the accuracy of medical test results. So example kanang naatay mga test nga posible siya. For example, you want to test yourself kung positive ka sa COVID, simba ko. Okay? There is a chance, class, nga ang imuhang, kung example, positive man gani ang imuhang nakuha nga result, that it is a false positive. Meaning, positive yung nakuha nga result, pero in reality, dili day ka positive. So that's what you call false positive. Nasa tayo false negative. So, kanang nga mga application problems, we can use Bayes theorem in that. Okay? So, pwede ta katong false negative, false positive, nasa tayo gitawag specificity o sensitivity. Yes. Pero, again, dili lang sa ako na example diri. Let's have, let's have this example. Medical siya, pero mas ma-emphasize ang atong formula. Pero before that class, napagid tayo additional pag yun, di ba? Pero gikan nagyapon ni tanan class, di ba kini siya? Okay? Kani siya gikan sa imuhang conditional probability. Okay? Kani atong next kuan formula nga introduce is gikan gyapon siya ato. So P okay, ana siya. Okay. And then nakay A dira or B. Okay. So karon if A sub 1, A sub 2, and A sub n, meaning daghan kag events now under a certain category. Kay mo nang gi-A niya. Inya, are n mutually exclusive and exhaustive events such that, okay, when you say mutually exclusive, if you remember the additive rule class of probability, remember kung you have two events that are mutually exclusive and you want to get the probability of getting both of them or getting A or B, di ba we just add the probability of A plus the probability of B, di ba? If you have two, one. Inganagya po ng idea here. If they are mutually exclusive, remember A1 union A2 union until A sub n, di ba we just get its individual probability and we add them together. Okay? Ang nakanindot lang ani na siya is special condition. For Bayes theorem, dili na necessary mutually exclusive siya. Ang yung next condition is exhaustive events. Kasi pasabot sa exhaustive events. It means that if you add all the probability of these mutually exclusive events, it will equal to 1. Okay? Meaning, kani siya tanang mga events, all of these events are in the sample space. Okay? Kani siya tibok imong sample space. Kani ragid siya. Okay, that's the idea. Kay dili man katong atong mga example before, PA plus PB kay dili man pud pasabot nga equal to 1 ang ilahang kuan, di ba? Napamanggod tay complement sa A na pa sa tay complement sa B. Pero in this case, all A1 up to A sub n, if you total the probability equal to 1 siya. Okay? So again, not only that it is a mutually exclusive, it must also be exhaustive events. Ay haan nato ni ma-apply nga formula. Okay? So again, kung nasatisfy na siya, then we can use this formula. So asa man po ni siya gikan, ay na-erase na ako class. Okay? Mo ni siya ang atong formula for Bayes theorem nga gi-introduce na to. So another one is, it's more of like expansion. Ayaw huna-huna ani class nga it's a different formula. It's actually just an expansion of this formula, no? Pero medyo complicated siya in a sense. Kay, nganong mag-consider magdaghan kaya nga mga A. Okay? Kana siya is when you have, again, many categories events na siya, different events, pero they are just in one category. Okay? So, mo na siya yung giingon, the probability of A sub 1 given B is, kani siya, ang numerator class will not change. Tanawa gani. Is the probability of your B given A sub 1 multiplied by the probability of A sub 1. Nya, i-divide na to daw karon class sa total ani niya. Okay? Kani siya, it's actually just this one, no? Plus katong product ani kung A sub 2 na pod. Dayon plus until na kay A sub n. Actually, ma-prove na to ni sa table na tong example ganina nga that is just equal to kaning sum aning nasa denominator class is just equal to the probability of event be happening or occurring. Okay? So ngano ing ani man siya, tan-aw na to karon. So ako example, example lang hana kay n nga is equal to 3. So if you want to get the A sub 1 given B na no. So dapat ang imong numerator kay naka sub 1, A sub 1. Okay? A sub 1 sa nun dire. Nya kani siya total man ni siya ani no. So dapat na kay B A sub 1 B A sub 1. Nya kani siya is A sub 2 na ni. A sub 2 niya. Tama lang tag A sub 3 kaya atong n kay 3 raman. Butang lang nato tulo lang siya ka event ba in one category. So A sub 3 B A sub 3. Okay, mo na siya ang total. Dili ni mag-change yung numerator class. Ay, sorry, denominator. Pero yung mong numerator mag-change. Yan naman, kung kuhaon ako karon ng the probability of A sub 2 given B, ang akong numerator na will be kani. Pero akong denominator is kani lang yapon. Okay? So nakita ninyo, it's just getting the proportion of this event ba? With respect to the total. Same lang yapon ang imong idea sa proportion. Ang ato lang pagka-plaster, no? So, giyon sa man na, ato lang i-prove class nga kinigid siya ang formula in getting the conditional probability sa imo base theorem. Okay. Suppose we have this table. So the data below pertain to hearing impairments due to injury reported by individuals 17 years of age and older. So ang data nato ani kay 17 pataas ang edad, okay? So the total number of persons nga naani nga study is 163,157. Okay? Pero aside fa kabalo na tatanan no, kani siya tanan class na ay hearing impairments. Okay? So okay. Sorry. Dili niya tanan, sorry. Dili ni siya tanan, pero some of these people have hearing impairments. Okay? Mo ni siya ang total if you see the tabulation. 947 kabuok class ang naay hearing impairments, meaning naay something wrong sa ilang pandungog, di ba? Pero ang total na nga tao gyud. Sorry, ako lang i-concept. Ang total nga tao nga naa ni nga study is 163,157. Dili tanan na hearing impairment. Okay? So, i-divide lang niya in a way class. So, mo nang giingon ganina nga they are three events pero they are under one category. Under the category of the employment status. So, gi-divide daw siya three class para makita na to pila ka buok person ang hearing impairment under this certain event. Okay? So, event 1, sorry, ato man ang ikuan kag unya atong set of variable. Pero ato lang i-define class. Currently employed, currently unemployed, og not in the labor force. So, ato ning matawag class nga mutually exclusive. And 'di ba dapat jud mutually exclusive siya kay para magamit nato ang base theorem nato nga formula. Pero nganong mutually exclusive man siya? Nga naman, because if you're currently employed, dili nakama unemployed. Okay? There is no such person as employed at the same time unemployed. Okay? Mo nang mutually exclusive siya because when A occurs, B cannot occur. Okay? On something not in the labor force, maybe I would assume that this is katong naka-retire na, no? Kay di naman siya employable. Okay? Dili po siya maingog unemployed kay maybe employed siya before pero wala na siya nagkuan kay nag-retire na siya. Okay? So, gibuhatan siguro nila og laing category. Okay. So again, dili ka pwede nga naa ka sa duha. So kani siya wala jud ni balik ani nga tao. It's either employed ka or unemployed or nasa labor force. Okay? That's the point of having mutually exclusive events. Okay. So we already established that they're mutually exclusive under one category And then, for employed, 98,917, unemployed, 7,462, and then not in the labor force, 56,778. Okay? And the total nga tao, again, kini siya. Pero karon sa employed nimo class, pila man karon ang naay hearing impairments. Gitabulate na to karon diri sa third column. 552 daw ka buok. Okay? Sa unemployed, 27. Sa not in the labor force, 368. So meaning ang total di ay of people out of 163,157 naay impairments ang 947. So how do we reconcile that? Ang atong pangitaan like probability, by the way, is we need to get the probability of an individual that is currently employed given he or she has a hearing impairment. So, how do we translate that into mathematical? So, for example lang class, ang ato ning pangalan og E1, E2, E3. Kay, mas nice manggod nga naka-E siya, employment status no, then dili na to siya i-ABC para di ta malibog ba, para makabalot ta nga these three are under one category. Okay? So, atong pangitaan daw is the probability of uh, currently employed. So, the first category no, given nga she has a hearing impairment. So, ato na lang ni pangalan ang kining muna atong first nga category, kanatong second category impairment. Unya, ato na siya pangalan og H, kini nga event, to emphasize lang nga na siya hearing impairment. So, E1, the probability of E1, given nga na siya hearing impairment. Okay? So, pwede man na ito ma-as1 ang variable. Nga naman class, we just need, ang ato ramang need nga, fact or condition is that he or she has a hearing impairment. Pero pwede na ta mag-H. Di na ta mag-H1, H2, H3. Okay? So, kabalo na ta mutually exclusive siya. And again, it is exhaustive din siya po class. Ano man? Because, ang mga probability ani, we can add that and that will be equal to 1. Kaya maura man gid atong study, wala man tay gi-study nga lain nga group. Kay bali, okay? So we can use our equation no katong given ganina, that is H given E1 nya probability of E1 mo man atong numerator no. Unya ang atong denominator ana is um gikan sa atong katong original natong a base theorem katong wala pa na expound, it should be the probability of H, di ba? Meaning, what is the probability or proportion of people with hearing impairments, no? With respect to the total. Mo man na siya. Pero ato man ning expand, atong i-prove class nga kini siya is in fact ang total ani. Okay? So, mas nindot i-tabulate na to siya. Sige. So, um, again, katong H is event that an individual has a hearing impairment due to injury. And then employment status, atong i-divide no mo na itong E sub I. So E sub 1 na to, currently employed, E sub 2, E sub 3. Okay. So muna na itong data no, kaning first 3 columns. Nag-add lang ko diri og 3 columns. Para makita na to class, mausa-usa na to siya og multiply. And unsa ni nga number, asa ni siya ga-pertain. And then, ato na siyang i-substitute dito sa atong formula para makakuha tawag probability sa atong necessary nga kaon nga probability. Pero, emphasis po na ko dire, ako naman gud ning gipang round off. So, makita ninyo unya nga medyo malahi ang atong answer kung ato siyang i-by fraction or naka-decimal siya from step 1 pa lang. Okay. So, akong i-rewrite karon class ang ato ang formula. Balik na kong sulat ani ba? That is employed siya given nga na siya hearing impairment, mao man na to ang need no. So, copy ho na nimo pero H this time H na maguna, E sub 1, dayon probability of E sub 1 all over probability of H. Pero adto sa katong i-total nato. Di ba ang denominator nito class is ang equivalent ani is P of H given E sub 1 times P of E sub 1. Dali na kasi namduman nga naman. Imong numerator ka, pihon na nimo dira. Unya, mag-plus lang dayon ka og ilisan na nimo imong mga E. Okay? Naka E sub 2, naka plus. Nya, tama naman tag 3. So, dali ra. Naka H given E sub 3. Nya, P of E sub 3. Okay? Tapos na din kay na. Pareha naman ng numerator class. Okay, so mao nang na ako'y last column diri nga gi-multiply nato kay mao man natong need, di ba? Kini siya ang ato ang first kani mo na siya. Okay? Kani siya ang atong second. Then kani siya ang ato ang third. Pero yun sa napagkuha, of course, mausaw-usaw na to. We get the probability of E first and then the probability of your H. Nakadong mo class mo lang ng layo kong mic. Probability of E and then probability of H given E1. Okay. So probability of E. Sa man ang probability of E? The probability or the proportion of your currently employed with respect to your total. So how do you get the 0.6063? Of course, that will be the number of currently employed divided by the total. So that is 0.6063. Kini 0.47, 0.0457, that is kaninga number divided by the total. Okay? And then this one is kaninga number divided by the total. Basically, ang imuhang proportion sa imong employment status no dito sa total number of people. Okay. Unsa pud ning probability of H given E? Okay. Say makakakuan magugkala libuga na oy. Imo lang una naon class the probability daw or kini lang mong tanawon. Naa siya impairment pero given nga E sub I or given nga sa first nato is employed. Okay. What is the probability? Okay, the probability kay usahay ra ba kay malibog mo sa total ang nakakuha na ni is malibog ang mga student sa total nga ibutang sa ubos. Okay, anita ha. Unsa daw probability nga na siya hearing impairment. Okay, given nga employed siya. Given nga employed. So meaning kani nga number. Kani nga number i-divide nimo ani nga number. Dili sa total. Dili sa total. Nga naman, because we want to get the probability of people with hearing impairments, okay, given nga employed siya. So, kani. Unsa ang unsa ni siya, pila ni siya in proportion to this number, mao nang imuhang H given EI. Okay? Kay kung kani man gud imong tan-awon class niya, divide nimo ana, you will have different result. And dili po na siya mao nga concept. Okay? Given man. Sige, adto ta karon sa um okay, para mas masabtan ninyo class, nako another way of getting this. Kay ngano? Sige, okay na ta niya, dali ra jud kini siya. Pero kini ay medyo libog. Katong giingon, 552 divided by 9817 kay naman siya condition given currently employed. Pero what if masayop mo? What if ma-divide niyo siya ani? Pwede gihapon nga naman. Ang ani siya class. This is from your conditional probability. The probability of H given nga currently employed siya is equal to, if you can recall, that is the probability of, wala gyapon tayo gi-contradict nga law ani, pwede gyapon nato siya gamitan og conditional probability. Di ba, if you remember, that is H nya intersection of E1 all over the probability of E1. Okay? Now, the probability of H intersection E1, unsa man na siya nga number? The probability of that is kani siya 552, okay? Intersection nilang duha, intersection nga, naa siya hearing impairment, at the same time, employed siya is 552, di ba? If you want to get the probability of that, di ba, ang answer ana is 552 divided by nimo sa iyang total in proportion sa imuhang total nga population. Okay? Muna imo ang H intersection E1. Unya, i-divide man na nato karon og probability of E1. Pila man ang probability sa E1? Ang currently employed is kani. Pila man na siya in proportion sa imong total. So that would be 98,917 divided by 163,157. So nakita ninyo, we just cancel out this. So ang answer there is 552 divided by 98,917. So basically, if you want to get the probability of H given E1, ang imo lang i-divide class is diretso na ka dito sa number of currently employed. Kay mo man na ang given yung condition. Okay, so again, pwede ka moagi ani, kani, pwede sad ka tong kuan na lang. Sa pinakasin na lang yung mga approach. Conceptually. Okay? So, again, kani siya is kani, divide ka na. Okay? Kana is 27, divide ani. And so on. Okay? Kani, divide ana. Okay. And then, how do we get this? Of course, we just multiply the two. P of E o P of H given E1. Okay? So, if you multiply that, makakuha ka ni. Kana, multiply na. Okay? So, di ba kaganina, kabaluta class, nga katong denominator ato is just the total. Actually, this is just your P of H, your probability of getting, or the probability of people having a hearing impairment. Mo na mong total. Okay? So, ato ta karon sa solution. Ala, wala na yung solution. Wait lang class ha. Discard sa na ako. Actually, na last slide, nagbutang ko kung na-delete siguro na ako. Or nabalhin ako. Diba? Wait lang class. Okay, so ibalance na ako ni para natay space for solution. Okay, sige. Okay na ta ato, no? Ay, alright. So, wag na ako na-delete jud dire ba eh. Okay, sige na lang. Sige, so, we already solved, no, for the probability. So now, let's solve directly the, ano ba ka na-delete? Ay, wait lang class. Dili na ako siya to siya dapat i-delete. Kay, nadira ato ang tura. Sorry for that. Sige. Let's continue. All right. So now, we already had this. Ato na i-apply karon class. There are three ways nga akong introduce sa inyo, ha, pero we will arrive with the same answer gyapon, no? One is that, gikan sa itong mga na-solve dira, will get the value of ato mang yung end goal ani is to get the probability of unsa man currently employed individual that is currently employed given that it has hearing impairment. Mo man jud na siya, di ba? So the formula for that is gikan sa katong expounded na nga viewed ay nga formula, no? So that is H given E1 P of E1. Yeah, divided by, but you can nga ko na, sorry. H given E1 P E1. Okay, plus P H given E2 P of E2 plus P of H given E3 P of E3. So, tanaw ni mo class, unsa man na asa man ni siya. Kani siyang nasa numerator is actually this number na lang, no? Pwede po di sa sound mo. Pero mo naman na po siya. So, 0.0034 divided by ang sum niya. 0.0034 plus 0.0002 plus 0.0023. So, tanawin mo class, actually, this is just kani divided by ang total. This is 0.0059. Okay. So, kani siya divided by ang total. You're just getting the proportion of this, no? Okay. With respect to your total. So, the answer, ani, would be, o, di na ako siya na-calculate. Sorry. Muna yung giingon nga, medyo layo na yung answer kung nag-round off the daan. So that is 0.0034 plus 0.0059. The answer to that is 5762. 0.5762. Actually, layo na siya sa true gid nga answer, no? Kaya nagipakita lang nako unsay pasabot ani nga mga values ba with respect to your data sa table. Pero dili ko mo advise ani kay again naka-round na ni siya rounded off na ni siya tanan. So pag round off na pud nimo later, daghan na kay imong mag-accumulate imong error ang ginagmay. Okay? Second way is let me see. Okay, second way is P of E1 given H, no? Okay, kapihon lang ko ng numerator. Unya actually, iteration na ni siya sa imuhang first one. The idea po is, kung magkuha ka daan ani, nakanindot is, imong total diretso. Imong i-total diretso, mo na nimong input diri. Kaya di ba ningon ko, that is the total of the probability of an individual having hearing impairments. Okay? And that is, kung atong tan-awon class, pwede ang total ana or pwede sad, that is 0.0034 man no. Pero your denominator will be what is the probability? Ihapon nimo pila ka buok ang naay hearing impairments and what is now the proportion of that with respect to your total population. So that would be 947 all over 163,157. No. So if you compute that, medyo na siya difference sa imong first nga answer. Kay wala pa makita nag-run off ani nga kuan. Wait lang ha. Wala din ako na-solve. Divided by or we're seeing upon 5857. Okay. The answer is 0.5857. Okay? Pero the idea is the same class. Ang kinamagod siya nga idea, it's it's from the concept yapon of getting your individual nga proportion ba kay bali for each category. Okay? Pero kani siya, tungod kay giusa-usa nimo, na round off nimo, na round off, na round off. Pag total nimo karon, dako na siya difference. Okay? So, kung imo siyang gi-fraction tanawa class, nagka-close kita sa real answer. So, you will have the different nga value no gamay. Okay, although 0.5 gyapon siya or 0.6 gyapon siya kung i-round off nimo there. Pero the idea is, ang iyang kuan is medyo nanakay accumulated nga error diha. Okay? So that's the second way. The third way is katong i-fraction na to tanan. What would be the answer class? Kung i-fraction na to, dili ta mo agyan nakatabulate ba? Okay? So the third way is this one. So atong um wait lang class ha. Napadi ay actually four din. The third one is kung kabalo ka mo analyze sa table, dali ra kayo. Ano man? P of currently employed no given nga naka-hearing impairment. Okay. So that would be P H given E1. Okay? Yeah, probability of E1 all over probability of H. Di ba mo to balik-balik mo tani class? Pero kini siya wala na ta nagdepend ani atong nakuha diri nga mga decimal. Unsa tong buhaton? Atong analyze gikan sa table. Okay? The probability of H given E1 meaning nakay hearing impairment given nga employed ka. Mo ni atong giingon ganina, no? So that would be kung naka-fraction ka, 552 divided by 98,917. Di ba? Nag-okay na ta ni. Hearing impairment given nga employed siya, this will be what is the proportion of this with respect to your population nga currently employed? That's your age given E1. Okay? The probability of your E1 is unsa man? Kini siya nga number divided by the total. Ang proportion, pila ka book ang currently employed. So that is 98,917 divided by the total nga 163,157. Okay? Muna yung probability of E1 divided by the probability of H. Unsa ning probability of H? Kato ka ganina, itong second way na to solving. That is the total number of individual with hearing impairments. No? Ano siya? Tanang employed, tanang non-employed, o tanang na, wala sa labor force nga na hearing impairments. Basically, ang total people or individual nga na hearing impairments. What is that? proportion with respect to the total population. So that is 947 divided by 163,157. So tanaw mo class, makancel man ni siya kani kay pareham na sila man-numerator man yung isa pag reciprocal, di ba? Kini po siya, numerator man niya, kani denominator. Okay? So, that is just cancelled. So, ang answer niya to is 552 divided by 947. And that is equal to, mo na gini ang real answer class, pinaka-close, 5829. Okay? So, tanaw na to class ba? 552 divided by 947 na di. So, kanira di ay siya divided by ani. Actually, pwede na siya inanaw nimo pag-check ba kung sakto yung answer nga naman. Ningon magod siya nga employed given nga naa kay hearing impairment. Of course, imong kuon nga number is kini pila ka buok ang currently employed nga naay hearing impairments. Nya given man nga naay hearing impairment, so pila man na siya nga proportion with respect sa people with hearing impairment. So imong total nga outcome is dili katong total population nimo. Katong population nimo nga naa tanan hearing impairment mao to imong i-total. So that would be 552 divided by 947. So dali na day kay siya class. Okay, nagtuyok ba ta dali na day kay kung imong i-tabulate. Okay? Pero ang nakanindot lang ani is kabalo ka sa concept, ma-compare nimo kung mag-solve ka using your formula, then you will have the same answer, di ba? Okay, the fourth one class is actually from your conditional raman nga probability. Recall conditional class, if you have A given B, no? That is the probability of A intersection B. Yeah, P of B. Okay? So if you have P of E1 given H, that is just the intersection nilang duha, okay? Divided by the probability of H. Okay, same lagyan po nito. Ano? Ang imuhang probability of E1 intersection sa imong H is 552. Balik-balik dyan, 552. Pero wala mo kay condition diha. Tama, class. Okay, condition diha. Unsay lang intersection. Intersection is how many people? 552. Pero i-divide mo karon sa iyang total. Nangita naman ta pila na siya nga proportion with respect sa total. Wala man ta nangingog, wala man na siya given nga condition. So, 552 divided by total. Unya ang P of H nimo is kani gyapon 947 divided by 163,157. So tanawa makansel gyapon nato ang ilalom 163,157. So mukha man pagyapon tag the same answer nga 552 divided by 947, which is 0.5829. Okay? So actually mo na gini ang real nga answer. Pinaka-close or pinaka-kuan nga answer. Kung nag four decimal places naman tanong po consider. Pero as opposed to your first, ay na-erase rin ako. Kato, daghan na kay kag-error na. Abot na kay kag 0.57, di ba? Okay, so with that class, ako maingon lang is, by the way, unsay conclusion na to ni. Ato sa i-compare class ha, ang probability, unsa gito tong probability na to of an individual that is currently employed, di ba kani siya P of E? Okay, E1. So, if ma-compare na to, ang probability daw, sa kanilang population na kini nga context study, ang iyahang probability nga employed siya is 60%, di ba? 61%. Pero, kung given nga naa siya hearing impairment, ang probability class, as you can see, it's slightly decreased. 0.5829 na lang. And of course, daghan factors, pero it could be that kung naay hearing impairment, dili kay siya, butang na nato, dili kay siguro siya employable or dili siya ma-employed dali, di ba? So, mo na siya gi-emphasize niya nga, if naa natay another event that is affecting your second event, di ay, it will also affect the probability. Okay? So, again, probability of being employed, 61%. Pero karon the probability of being employed given nga na hearing impairment based na po nga study ang population is 58% na lang. Okay, so I hope you get the idea of conditional probability. So again class, daghang ways, daghang ways to solve this kind of problem, pero ang pinaka easy gyud for me og I think nakita sa ninyo is to tabulate the information, tabulate the data so that you can see asa intersection, pila ang total, ani nga category lang, dili lang sa main na total ba. Okay, para makabalo ka, unsa imong i-divide, unsa imong kuan nga proportion. Okay? So, with that, muna dila nag-end na to ang conditional probability nga topic. Then the next topic will be probability distribution. So, I hope wala siya class. Wala pa yun ko na human, ana. So, muna akong i-finalize karon para maka-record na din ko. Okay? So, thank you for listening and see you on the next lecture.